Hello, everyone. Welcome. Mir Kelly here. Today, we're going to talk about something so important, so critical. We're going to talk about being critical of ourselves. So, listen to this. I really love this question. So, it goes like this. I'm here to love and be loved. I'm worthy. I always have had heaviness in my heart, reasons unknown. How do I become kind and loving to myself? Always been critical. How do I start? This is so amazing and so important that we figured this one out because honestly, if we don't love ourselves, how are others to really love us? Of course they do, but how much of their love do we really accept and receive? And so here's what I am guessing on the basis of this question without having met you. Um, my thinking is that you were raised by a mom who was very critical of herself. You know, we women do this thing where we have this perfect standard in our heads, and we're really attempting to do everything possible to become this perfect standard, this perfect woman. However, the whole point of having this perfect standard is that it's so far above, it's unreachable, it's impossible, right? It's always a goal ahead of us that it doesn't really allow us to love and to accept what we have going on. And so, what we do in order to motivate ourselves is we put ourselves down, we beat ourselves up for not being enough, for not being perfect enough, doing enough, and so on. And so I want to ask you to think of this reframe. So rather than focusing on being perfect, I want to ask you to focus on on actually personal excellence. Let me explain the difference. It's actually really important. You see, perfect means dead and done. Perfect means that development has really reached a place of stagnation, that there is no more growth, there is no more exploration, there is no more room for adventure and experiences and trying things out and literally experimenting with things, using our thoughts and our emotions to create reality. There's no more room for that. It has reached a place of being done. And so we know that that place of being done, that level of perfection, means that consciousness is done here. No more room for anything new. And so rather than going for perfect, I want to ask you to go for excellence, a personal desire for excellence. And excellence means being better than what I was yesterday, being better than who I was 3 years ago. Oh my God, I've changed so much, right? I know better. My vision has expanded. I am so much more in more deeply in touch with myself, right? So that expansion of understanding. So it's not about comparing ourselves to a standard that is impossible to reach, that is done, that is dead, that there is no growth in it, you know, the perfect standard in our head. It's really asking more of myself. And that personal excellence is actually what puts us in touch with our soul. Because you see, our soul is always growing, our soul is always out there in new adventures, new experiences, weaving multi-dimensional experiences. So by asking of myself to be more aligned with my soul, by being in true integrity with my soul, I'm always better than who I was yesterday. I'm always striving to be more, do more, be on mission, be on purpose, ask more of myself, but in a healthy way, you see? Because then I'm in my corner. I'm saying, let's do it. Because by me aligning with my soul, I'm really serving the reason why I'm here. I'm on purpose, I'm on mission, I'm tapped in, I'm sourced into a bigger energy that is feeding me, that is literally feeding my heart and my soul. And tomorrow morning I get up and do it again because a bigger stream of consciousness and of purpose is feeding me, right? Do you feel it? Can you feel it even if my words are not perfect? So do you see how this personal excellence, oh my God, so much bigger and so much more exciting and so much more fulfilling as a standard versus I gotta be perfect, whatever that perfect means. Because, it's the version of perfect my mom had, my grandma. That's nothing to do with my purpose, my soul, my mission. Okay, so now let's tie this into who you are. The way we stop criticizing ourselves is really by going into that place of acceptance, right? So we're not going for perfect, we're going for excellent. And we know that perfect is done and complete. Actually, I don't want to be perfect because that means I'm going to be dead, right? Like I'm going to be done. So what I want to do is just really love and appreciate what is right now, because remember, change is the only constant. I'm going to be better tomorrow. I'm going to change tomorrow. So I'm already built into this improvement, right? Like this improvement is already built into me. And so I just want to love and appreciate what is right now, and I want to mold it into something better, right? I want to mold it into something that grows, where I say, wow, wouldn't I want this for myself? So listen to this. My adorable 9-year-old niece set a goal for herself this year. She decided, because, everybody was talking about goals, so she set goals for herself and she wrote those down. And so she decided that this year she wanted to be more of, like, I kid you not, she wanted to be more of what she's already doing really well. So she said, my goal is to be kinder. And I'm literally floored. I'm like, oh my God, who are you? How old are you? So that's what I mean, molding our consciousness into something better, right? Like something more. Where do we want to go? And so in our case, in this case, how do I accept myself? How do I start? Because I'm always so critical of myself. Here's what I want to suggest. Here's the practical little tool I want to ask you to do. So every day, every time, not just every day, every time you go to the bathroom, as you wash your hands, I want to ask you to lean into the mirror and say to yourself, I love and accept myself. I love what's here. This is good. It doesn't mean that I don't want to change and get better. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep tapping into the guidance of my soul and keep growing and keep serving in bigger ways. No, no, no. I will keep doing that, but I don't need to be critical of myself, right? To whip myself with a imaginary mental whip of how poorly I'm doing. No, you understand that what you love and appreciate grows. What you put down and neglect and abuse, doesn't grow, right? Like literally, like that's so simple. So if you were in a relationship with someone and you abuse them and you're critical and you're mean and you put them down and you always talk about how horrible they are, you're not going to want to be in that relationship, right? You would be dreaming of the other person who loves you and cherishes you and sees the best of you and brings the best out of you and makes you want to strive to keep being better and better and better. So be that person for yourself by leaning into the mirror every time you go into the bathroom. Literally look at yourself in the eyes and say, I love and approve of myself. I appreciate myself. I love you. I approve of you. And I'm going to keep getting better. That's it. It's so, so simple. And when I see appreciate, I really mean with that kindness and that compassion, just loving and appreciating yourself. Here's something else you can do. Here's the second tool. I really want to ask you to journal on this. Sit down and journal all the amazing things about you. What are the good things about you? Because remember, when we are in criticism, we're always so quick to point out what's wrong. We're always so quick to put ourselves down. Please don't do that. Counterbalance it with your greatness, because there is greatness inside you. You have done epic things. You have succeeded in epic ways. There are amazing things about you. So remember, what you focus on grows. So please do this journaling exercise and literally write down what is good about you, what works, what is precious, what is lovable, what is worthy, what do you approve of, what are you doing right, what do people celebrate you about and celebrate you for. So go for it. Go for it because this is how you then invite even more love into your life, even more acceptance into your life, personal you for you, but also others loving you. So this was it for me. I'm gonna go and jump on a call with a client. Please give me your comments, give me your thoughts. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this video and these two tools I gave you. I love you, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.